All right, y'all, here's an update on one of the plants, the mini monstera that we got a little while ago off of the clearance. Okay, so what you see here is pretty much what was left of the plant after a week or so of me playing around with it, messing around with it. And y'all, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna leave a link to the original video so that you can have a reference of what I'm talking about here. So go ahead now, stop the video and go check that one out so that you know what I'm talking about. But as I was saying, this is the remnants of what's left after the plant was pretty much chopped up for the most part, with me trying to save what I can save of the plant, because there was some rotting going on. And what I tried to do is be very conservative from the beginning and just cut off just the tiniest bit to see what would happen. You know, that wasn't enough, and so then I took a couple more cuttings, and then once I saw that I needed to do a more liberal cutting, I ended up with just these two pieces that you see here. So let me see if I can bring it in a little closer and it stay focused. You see the new growth that's coming out of this one right here. Okay, now I'm gonna bring it in even closer and see if I can't get it to focus. The new growth that you see right there at the tip, that came in, I would say, in the last 48 hours. But the new growth that you see in the middle, that's been presenting itself for, you know, a couple weeks now. And then that little bit of new growth right down there at the bottom, it hasn't really started to come out too much as of yet. I would take it out, but y'all, at this point, it is progressing the way that it is, and I don't want to move or change anything that I have going on right now. Here are the tips, or the leaves, I should say, and the tips of the leaves of that second piece of the plant there. It's not really doing much of anything. I don't know if you can tell or not. It looks a little wrinkly, but I mean, it does have these leaves that it could be trying to use its energy to support, and that's the reason why it's not pushing out any new growth. Since this other piece over here, I did cut off a leaf, I believe, on this one, but I kept these two because, you know, they were actually showing you know, the holes and everything, like the way that the monstera leaves are supposed to. So I was kind of excited to see that on a mini monstera, and I just didn't want to cut these leaves completely off. So that's probably why I'm thinking that the second one, this one here, is not actively showing any you know, new growth. Now, what I have them in is just the bottom of a styrofoam cup. And this particular styrofoam cup had some other little cuttings that I had in here previously. So that's the reason why the cup is dirty. So what the soil that you see in here, or, you know, what you see when I move the cup like this, the remnants of soil is just, you know, remnants of that. It's not coming off of, it did not come from the plant that you see here at all. The two roots that you see, I imagine that those may have been like aerial roots, and that's the reason why the plant is still, you know, like is progressing, or these pieces of the cutting is still progressing the way that it is, I don't really see any new growth of roots. It's just the aerial roots is in the little bit of water that you see in here. And for the most part, ever since I put the 2 pieces of cutting in here, the amount of water that you see right now is pretty much the amount of water that has been in this little, container for the duration of time. I've never had more water in here than what's in here right now, because it was already, showing signs of stem rot and some root rot. And at this point, I was like, okay, I definitely don't want to go backwards, and I didn't want to put too much water. So I just went with the tiniest little bit. I would check it, every, 2 to 3 days to make sure that the water was still in there. If it was dry or it was just about to be dry, then I would just top it off with the same amount of water. Now, what kind? Tap water. I haven't used any rainwater or distilled water, spring water, just straight tap water out of the faucet. So y'all, here we have it. Okay, this is the mini monstera that I'm trying to save. And at this point, I'm gonna call this a success. Even though this one here does not have any new growth, I'm still going to call it a success, because it's been in this situation long enough to where if it were going to die, it would have died by now. I mean, just imagine all the other cuttings that I took off of the plant have already died and been thrown away. So y'all, I'm gonna call this a success, but I will definitely keep you informed. So make sure that you turn on your post notifications so that you will know each and every time a video is uploaded, and when the next update to this mini monstera is posted, you won't miss out on any information. Y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a ton, and until next time, bye.